Have you been watching social media, Erica? This Britney Spears drama is like absolutely insane. It's everywhere.
It is. Between her and Diddy, my head is spinning. It's so much to keep track of. But you know who's got all the information on that is Nurse Jessica Seitz. So I want you guys to go and check out Decoding Celebrities. It's everywhere that you find podcasts and on social media. She is breaking it all. She even had a guest recently that used to work for Britney Spears. She's got all the info. Check it out. Welcome to Nurses Uncorked, where we pop the cork on everything in healthcare.
I'm your host, Nurse Jessica Seitz.
And I'm Nurse Erica.
On Nurses Uncorked, you get real, unfiltered facts and plenty of laughs.
Please follow us wherever you listen to podcasts, and don't forget to rate, review, and download.
Become a member of our winery, where you get early access to the podcast, bonus episodes, ad-free content, and much more.
Now sit back, relax, and pour yourself a glass
as we uncork the truth in nursing.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 100th episode of Nurses Uncorked. This is Nurse Erica coming to you solo today as we reach this incredible milestone. First, I want to thank all of you who have supported us on this journey from our very first episode to this Centennial celebration. As many of you know, podcasts like nursing careers evolve over time. Today marks not just our 100th episode, but also a moment of transition for Nurses Uncorked. Jessica is pursuing some exciting new ventures in her professional journey. And while she isn't with us today, I know you'll join me in wishing her success in her new endeavors. Please go and give her a follow on the Decoding Celebrities podcast and social media accounts. I will link them in the description of this episode. The nursing profession has always been about adaptation, resilience, and growth, values that are at the heart of what we do here at Nurses Uncorked. So as we move forward, I'm excited to continue bringing you authentic conversations, insights, and real talk about nursing life that you've come to expect. For our 100th episode, we're doing something I know all of you have been waiting for because I've seen all the messages. Dun, dun, dun. It is the worst Nurses Day gifts of 2025, the long-awaited. And I have a fantastic guest and friend joining me today, Dr. Matt Garvey, lots of letters, alphabet soup credentials after his name. Welcome, Matt.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here on your 100th episode and during Nurses Week to hear all the bullcrap that nursing administration has been up to.
Yeah, and this is what, your third time on the podcast? Is it?
Yes. I had to think about it. It is my third time.
Yeah. You've been really busy lately. You have become like quite the prolific blog writer, haven't you?
I have. So I started writing some blog articles for my legal nurse consulting company, and they got traction really quickly, which was surprising to me. It wasn't anything that I set out to be this big. And so now it's every other week I'm writing an article and publishing it. And I'm having attorneys call me saying, we read your article. We want to talk to you about this. So it's really cool, super cool. And I'm nowhere near an influencer at all. But as an influencer, like you just stumble upon those things and you're like, oh, like this is taking off. I have to keep going with it. So it has been very busy. But luckily, law school gave me the week off for Nurses Week. Nice. Also known as summer break. And it was 7 days. And I start back next week. So I've had a week to settle a little bit and actually focus on working ahead a bit so that I don't have to work so hard on writing every week. But it's been a busy week. I love it, though. I wouldn't have it any other way. You've also had a busy week, though. Weren't you traveling this week?
Oh, my gosh. I just got back, I think, day before yesterday. I flew to Seattle. I gave a keynote speech for a nursing union, SCIU 1199 Northwest. It was amazing. I met hundreds of amazing nurses there. I had the best time, but in true Nurse Erica fashion, I did get sick from being on the plane because God knows I can never go on a plane and not get sick. So I sound a little congested. I apologize if I cough. I do have a bit of a cold, but
I'm used to that. We had that in Europe as well when we were on our European Christmas tour. Yeah. You also got sick on the flight from the United States to Europe. So
I did. It's just
how did your flight experience go? Because I know you were worried about your flight experience.
Well, the landing, if you didn't see it, was insane. I haven't flown anywhere in months because, you know, all the crazy airline incidents recently. So it's the first time I've flown anywhere. And we landed in Seattle. Like we touched down on the ground, and then immediately the plane accelerated and went right back up in the air. And I'm not talking like momentarily. I'm talking like all the way up. Like we were flying over water again. And for like another 15 minutes, no one said anything. Nothing was announced for like 5 minutes. And we're all looking around going, what in the hell is going on? And finally, after what seemed like an eternity, the pilot comes on, you know, in their really calm voice. And he's like, ladies and gentlemen, you may have noticed that we had to go back up in the air or whatever, but there was another aircraft on the runway. And so we had to go up. And I'm like, what? Does that mean we almost crashed into one? Because I think that's what that means.
Right. I agree. And you said it accelerated. Did your heart rate also accelerate?
Yes. So
I would have
quickly.
as well.
So I did not appreciate that. But other than that, it was great.
Well, I'm glad you're here with us and that you didn't crash into another airplane.
Yeah.
And then I didn't have to read about it on the news.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're
imagine? Here. Oh my God. Are you drinking today? Because I am.
I am drinking, and I'm drinking very classy.
I'm not classy.
Am in a hotel room, somewhere in the middle of nowhere, and I had an Angry Orchard, but I can't drink that out of a bottle on a podcast because that would just be not classy. So I'm drinking it out of a plastic cup.
Plastic. It's not a red Solo cup, but it's a plastic cup.
I would have if they would have had it. That would have taken me back to my... I was going to say high school days, but that's illegal. So that would have taken me back to my college days.
Yeah. I am drinking Roscato peach wine. It's a type of Moscato. Y'all know that's my favorite. So, yeah, cocktail of the week, my favorite.
Love it.
Wine.
Cheers.
Cheers. So, for those that don't know, Matt is a nurse. I know I introduced you as doctor because you do have your DNP. And your MBA and like a million other things, and you're in law school, but you are a nurse. So this is totally up your alley. And you're still working.
I am. Yeah.
In addition to law school, I don't know how you're doing that.
Yeah, I am. I'm working bedside. I'm working in a utilization management role, and I'm teaching because I have nothing else to do in my life. So,
and you're writing blogs and creating business. Blogs.
And creating a course for legal nurse consultants, which I'm sure we'll talk about at the end or what have you. But it has been an insane time. But yes, we're making it work. It's all working. Nursing is my passion, though, so I always will be a nurse. I can't give it up.
Yeah, and I have to tell you guys that you are such an amazing resource for me. A lot of the information that I present on social media, I am like fact checking with you on the back end. You're giving me the legal insight between you and my son who's about to graduate law school. You guys are my go-to experts. So thank you always. Let's get into the worst Nurses Week, not only gifts, but activities of 2025.
Oh gosh.
It's so bad. I cannot wait to give you these. Okay, so I want to preface this by saying, allegedly, these are secondhand that nurses have sent in from around the country. So allegedly, also want to point you guys to my worst Nurses Week gifts playlist on TikTok and highlight reel on Instagram, because those go back years. So if you want to compare like the worst ones of last year and the year before and the year before that, check those out. And I will be doing a video about these as well, probably next week, and with a lot of pictures. So if you want to see the pictures about what we're going to talk about, stay tuned for that. But there was kind of like themes every year. I don't know if you remember, I think 2 years ago, the theme was rocks.
Yeah, I painted them.
Yeah. You did?
I did paint a rock.
No, you participated in that?
I was not forced to, but I was.
Yes, you were.
I was asked to go to a conference room for our quote Nurses Day gifts, And in that conference room, in order to progress to the terrible gift that I was given, I had to paint a rock. It was like stages, and you had to proceed through each stage before you actually got the gift. So I painted that dang rock and carried it and put it in the rock garden.
Oh God, you did. I would never have done that. You're a better person than me.
I did. I play along. I'm like, here's my thing. I was like, I'm not going to get a lunch break tonight, so I'll take 5 minutes and paint this rock.
Yeah. Well, I am happy to say that there were not really any rock gifts this year. Thank goodness. Hopefully they got the message. There was one stone kind of a thing, which we'll get to, but overall, no, you rock, with all the actual rocks that they pick out of the yard.
Yes.
A lot of common themes this year. Pet therapy. So the therapy dogs, they're using these as like activities for Nurses Week. Wellness walks. CEUs, executive rounding, which can we just be so for real? Like, no one is going to enjoy that or look forward to the C-suite rounding. That's not.
They probably hid. They were like, peace out. I see admin. I gotta go.
Yeah. The same old tired blessing of the hands is still prolific, but they have stepped it up a notch this year. So we have included a virtual blessing of the hands.
I hope you're going to explain how that works.
Yeah, I have no idea. I have never had a blessing of the hands. I think this is the most insane thing. Mind you, I am not like the most religious person. I've only worked in a Catholic hospital as a CNA. I never had this. So, but now non-Catholic hospitals are doing it too. I think they're only doing it because it's free. It's a free thing that they can do.
Absolutely. I have had a blessing of the hands.
Okay, what do they do?
So it is very interesting, and I guess it's very traditional. I mean, here's the thing. Do you get anything out of it? I don't know, right? I'm not a super religious person either, but the chaplain comes by who often isn't Catholic. Okay. And so they come by and they take holy water and they put it on the top of on each of your hands, and they say this little nurse's prayer blessing over your hands. But they actually physically touch your hand to apply like the holy water, which is the blessing. So I'm not really sure how a virtual one works.
Yeah. Who knows? If you guys know, send it in. Tell us.
Please tell me how a virtual blessing works.
So do they like massage it in, or they just like
No, they just like touch it. Almost like, have you ever on Ash Wednesday when they do the X on the forehead or the cross, not the X, the cross on the forehead? It's the same. Like they just bless your hands with the holy water. But it is interesting because, it's a Catholic tradition. I
just don't think I could stand there without an incredulous look on my face. I'm too judgmental. I just think it's silly, but
I could imagine, Eric. I could imagine this happening and you being like,
yeah. like, do you hear my call light? Are you serious right now? Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay, other themes. Dress up days, which have always been kind of a thing, but this year it's a lot of twins, like dress like your twin, your two coworkers, or dress up like your coworkers, and you're supposed to figure out who they are. So, I mean, what is that? We're all just wearing scrubs. How does this work?
Right.
Lots of wacky sock days, which I think is just really silly. The snacks, the snacks are always a thing with the weekly activities. We've got CHI, St. Joseph Health. They did animal crackers and bananas at shift change because we're children. We're children.
That's amazing. Do you know where that was? Do you happen to know what city that was in?
Berea. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I don't know what state. It's Berea.
That's
Does that sound right?
I worked for that health system.
Oh, shit.
I did. I don't now. I quit after 5 months. There are reasons. But,
I'm sure.
But yeah, Berea, that's actually in Kentucky. That's close to where I'm at. Yeah.
I didn't know that. Oh, crap. Okay. I mean, it's possible we might come across other previous.
And it's all alleged, right?
It's all alleged.
I don't know that it's Berea, Kentucky, CHI, St. Joseph Health. I don't know that.
Secondhand information that was sent in from nurses. Yeah,
it just all fits.
Yeah.
Animal crackers. I love it. Okay.
That's so insulting. I saw one good snack thing, which was like a charcuterie cart. That sounded nice.
Oh, okay.
You know, but overall it was a lot of coffee and popcorn and stale candy, and animal crackers and bananas I just found to be so just like
elementary.
Stop infantilizing us. Like, that's just insulting, you know?
Yeah.
The activities included sidewalk chalk. I think this is about the 3rd year running. Because again, we're children.
Right.
And we have nothing else to do as nurses running our butts off than to go
Absolutely.
outside the hospital and use sidewalk chalk.
And I tell you, the funny thing is, I guarantee you that night, someone in maintenance takes a water hose and sprays it off.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
They're like, oh, the nurses, they did this again. Like, you know they did.
A couple places even had make your own nurse's cap out of paper. Like, so you're tracing and cutting and coloring a nurse's. I have never worn a nurse's cap in my life, not even for graduation pictures. What makes you think I'm going to make one out of paper and put it on my head? Be for real.
I could almost imagine your face being asked to do that.
No.
It's more comical than even the blessing of the hands. I could just imagine the look of like, you're asking me to do what?
Yeah.
Like,
I cannot take that kind of stuff seriously. It's so insane, you know?
I agree.
All right. Before we get into the worst list, I do want to shout out a good one. Believe it or not, I did see this one all over social media. Apparently, UAE Hospital Network, I'm going to butcher this, Burjeel Holdings, not quite sure where that is. They apparently gifted, are you ready for this? 10 nurses with 10 brand new Toyota RAV4 SUVs.
Okay, now that's a nursing gift I can get into.
Right?
I can get into that. And I just a chance. I don't need you to give them to every nurse, but
10.
Just the chance.
Yeah. Isn't that incredible? I've never heard of that. Anything like that on that level.
That's like Oprah at Christmas level.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
That's amazing.
Well, and if you think about it, if they were smarter, they would take some of the money, you know they're making money hand over fist, and do something big like that, even if you're just giving away one, you know, because nurses will want to come work for you instead of looking at you like you're a piece of crap. If you do something great like that, right? That would be so good for retention, recruitment, you know?
Oh, absolutely. When you see those things as a nurse, that's automatically what comes to your mind is if they're willing to give away Toyota SUVs for Nurses Week, they have to care about me, right? They have to care about my well-being, my mental health as a nurse.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I know. Amazing. I would love to hear from you guys. If any of you won that or you know someone that did, I would love to hear about the behind the scenes. Like, was it a raffle? How did that work? You know? But shout out. That's incredible.
My other question is the hospital going to pay the taxes on
That's a good question. I know. I thought of that too, because that can be a lot.
Oh, yeah. Especially for a brand new Toyota. That's probably 40, 50,000?
No, it wouldn't.
If not more?
The total cost. Yeah.
The car. Yeah. So if you're looking at taxes, that's a good chunk of money.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
But hey, I'm here for it. Wherever that hospital is at.
I know. Round of applause, honestly.
Round of applause for you.
Amazing.
That is amazing.
All right. Are you ready? Are you ready to get into some of these doozies?
I'm ready.
Okay. I've got a lot. I've got over 20. I'm not going to go in any particular order, except I'm going to save what I think are my favorite 3 for the end. You guys might disagree, but these are my favorite 3 at the end. And I want to know, did your employer, your place of employment, make the list? So please DM me, write in, and let us know if it made the list. Okay. There is always some versions of this first one making the rounds every year, and it always is a little bit different. But they'll call it a nurse's survival kit. And all it is a tiny little plastic bag with, here's one example, a singular match to, quote, light light your fire when you're burnt out, a lifesaver to remind you of all the times that you've been one, a single starburst candy for the burst of energy you will need, a paper clip to hold it all together, a single rubber band to remind you that flexibility is key, and a Tootsie Roll to help you roll with the punches. Come on, Trinity Health, Muskegon Hospital in Michigan.
Oh,
I know you can do better than that. I know you can.
And here's just singles? You can't even give me the little pack?
No,
I just want the little pack.
No.
One Starburst is going to piss me off.
Yeah.
I'm going to be ready to fight if you hand me one Starburst, especially if it's not pink. We're going to be fighting. Oh, it's my favorite. Yes. If it's not pink and you're only giving me one, if you give me a banana, it's over. It's over.
Yeah.
But that's crazy. Just come on.
It's insulting. It's infantile again. So ridiculous.
I would take that paperclip and use it to paperclip it to their door.
I would take
and be
a rubber band and shoot it at them. So bad. Okay. We have a repeat offender from last year at allegedly at University of Michigan. They are selling Nurses Week cakes. Now this is just a basic yellow sheet cake. Okay. They're selling them in the cafeteria. The difference is last year they were selling them for $80. 80. They must have not sold too many. Gee, I wonder why. Because this year they are only $58. But they are promoting these and selling these for visitors to basically be purchasing for the nurses.
But the nurse sees nothing, but maybe a slice of cake?
I don't
Where does the money go?
know if they see the cake. Oh, I mean, here's the thing. A lot of them do these donate to Nurses Day drives. And none of that money goes to the nurses.
No.
They're not spending it. That is a money grab. They are whoring us out for their own financial gain. Let's be so for real.
Yeah, I've always asked, I think we talked about this recently, the donate to the foundation. And then I was like, where does this money go? What does the foundation do? And then I realized, I told you this, I stopped donating when I realized that the CEO of the health system that I worked for, not the one I work for now, but at that time, that the CEO did not donate.
Because it was like a payroll deduction, right?
It was a payroll deduction. And at the end of the year, they sent out this to just members who did it, this thank you, and listed all of their donors. And the CEO was not listed. And
Isn't that incredible?
If you're asking me to donate an hour of my paycheck, you can donate a few hours of yours.
Certainly.
So we stopped that. We hit the remove option. Okay.
We hit that real
quick.
Take
me out. We ain't doing that. Mm-hmm. So that's crazy. A $58 cake.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not even like a big one. And it's nothing special. It's just a yellow cake with white icing. And I think it says Happy Nurses Week on it. Come on.
It's original. They got real original with that one.
Right. And it's the second year running. Yeah, me too. After that.
We just started.
I'm going to need a lot. All right. HCA, Eastern Idaho Regional Medical Center. I am told that each unit were gifted a box of cinnamon rolls. That sounds nice, right? Everyone loves a cinnamon roll.
There's a catch. I know there's a catch.
Until you find out that you are only supposed to take half a cinnamon roll each.
I want to know who communicated that. I want to know how they communicated, Erica. Now, I see you have a whole cinnamon roll. I'm going to need you to take your little plastic knife and cut that in half. Because, listen, they try to put us against each other. Because they would say, Erica, your colleague's not going to have a cinnamon roll if you eat a whole one.
The empathy manipulation.
Not the fact that we didn't buy enough cinnamon rolls for the amount of nurses on shift.
And how cheap can you be? I mean, come on.
They probably made them in the cafeteria,
Probably, yeah.
Like,
come on,
wow.
guys. Come on.
A half.
That's awful.
I'm on tirzepatide. I would only eat a half, but some people want
you
the
want
whole
the
cinnamon roll.
option of the whole one because it's freaking Nurses Week and you deserve it.
And actually, they're better if you put them in the microwave a couple hours later.
With
so,
butter
I
on
definitely
top.
want
Have
that.
you ever done
yes.
that? Oh my god,
yes.
that's so gluttonous. Yeah, I totally have done that.
It's okay though. Every now and then you got to treat yourself.
Yeah. Okay. Franciscan Health in the Seattle area. One of the facilities there, allegedly, as part of a larger gift, included a sticker of a crystal ball. On the crystal ball, it said, "You will be short-staffed."
We didn't need a crystal ball to tell us that.
Right, but did management not think, perhaps this is not a good look? Perhaps we should not be prophesizing this and maybe at least pretend like we're going to staff them.
You're going to be short-staffed. Wow.
Isn't that awful?
Listen, but I'm petty. I would have put it on all of the windows in the front lobby. As we left for the day, I would have just smacked it up on the window. Been like, this is what you're walking into. Just so you know, patients, we're going to be short-staffed.
Yeah. I would put it right on your scrub top so patients can see it. And when they're like, it took you 20 minutes to get my ice. Well, according to management, we will be short-staffed.
Or if they ask, patients will be like, why are you wearing that sticker? This was my Nurses Day gift.
Yes. Even better.
This is how much they care about the people who take care of you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Jesus, help us. Oh, Lord.
I know.
This is terrible.
It's bad.
After all of those terrible Nurses Day gifts, I really don't even know. What would you suggest giving for Nurses Day?
Without a doubt, Stink Bomb Odor Blocker. She has so many different little gift sets. For those that don't know, it's just like a little lip balm, but you dab it under your nose. No one can see it. It's convenient, easy to carry. It blocks all the horrible odors, and it maintains patient dignity, and it's not messy like putting your finger in a communal tub of, whatever. It's the best for healthcare workers everywhere. And you can go to stinkbombodorBlocker.com and use promo code UNCORKED for 15% off your purchase. Okay. Athena 1 in New Jersey. Now, I'm not sure if they're not a hospital. It's like a medical supply company or some, I looked it up, and one thing said an AI-powered integrated EHR, medical billing, something like that, or possibly a medical supply company or both. Okay. So not a regular hospital, but they sent out an email to the nurses. They employ nurses, and it said, "We're honoring National Nurses Week by gifting nurses space to share their voices with daily drop-in sessions all week."
Are they not allowed to share
do it the rest of the year?
The rest
Apparently
of 300
not.
and I can't do math. 350 or 40 something days of the year? What?
Space. We're
going to give them some space.
That's insulting.
Can I reserve that space? And when I need some time throughout the year, I can be like, I'm going to use my space now.
Yeah.
And I've got something to say, and then I'm going to take 5. I mean, thank you for the space.
No.
What?
Yeah. Insulting.
Space.
Insulting. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's always just demeaning, right? Like, we're actually going to listen to you, which you're not.
Which
That's
you're
a
not,
lie.
of course.
But we're actually going to listen to you on this week only.
Yeah.
This
week. If you're really honest, you're probably going to get called into your manager's office the following day to have a discussion about what you brought up.
100%. Yes, you are, of course. And then they're going to ask you, what can you do to contribute to make this a better work environment?
Mm-hmm. Oh, they will. They will.
I've never been in an office or anything, though. I wouldn't know that. I get frequently.
Yeah, never. I certainly never have. Every damn week.
Right.
Okay, next. Mount Carmel in Grove City gifted the nurses a tiny little keychain that is a yellow measuring tape, like a retractable measuring tape. It's square, little plastic yellow keychain.
So they can measure wounds?
Apparently. I don't know. That's very aseptic, though. How are we cleaning that?
I guarantee you they've had some issues with wound documentation. Wounds, and right? So they're like, if we gift them this, maybe they'll measure it.
Probably. You guys, and you got to turn in the video when I do it on my social media, because I've got pictures of most of these. But you have to appreciate how cheap and flimsy this thing looks. It's sad. It's so sad.
I mean, it's all sad. And we've not even got to the worst ones yet.
Oh, like, no, not even by far. Okay. A fan favorite of years past is back again. Ochsner Medical Center in New Orleans, who I think may have won. I'd have to go back and watch my old videos. I think they may have won in the previous years. I want to say 2 years ago. They laid off like all their nurses during Nurses Week.
I remember this. Like a lot, right? Like close to 1,000 or something?
Something, yeah.
Yes, I remember this.
And then I'm pretty sure they're the ones that came back because they got so much hate for that. Because how dare you do that during Nurses Week? You knew it was coming. You could have done it any other time.
Absolutely.
They came back a couple months later and invented Nurses Week in July. As like some kind of recovery, PR. They're back again this year.
Oh, is it better than layoffs at least?
It is. I mean, that's pretty hard to top. Yeah.
That's true.
They gifted their nurses a polished stone. This is the stone I mentioned earlier. A singular stone that says breathe on it. And a little satchel of lavender to calm us. We need to breathe and be calm down. Apparently that's the insinuation, I think.
It's probably because the last Nurses Day, they laid them all off. And so they're like, deep breath.
Right.
We're not doing layoffs until next week.
Good news, it's not this week.
Deep breath. You got this. You got a job for some time more. We'll talk about it on Monday.
Yeah. I mean, Come on now. In light of your history, Ochsner, I think you probably should be doing better than that. Come on now.
Yeah, and they're a huge health system in New Orleans.
They are.
Because I think they have this may be a children's hospital. I know they have a children's hospital as well. I don't know if this was the children's or the adult hospital. But
I'm not sure.
But they're a big system. So do better.
Do better. All right. And it doesn't matter how big of a name or reputation you have, because no one is free from this list, as evidenced by our next one. Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota, really sent an email that said, stop by and grab some bunt cake. Happy Nurses Week! That's it. Mayo Clinic, you have more money than God. Do better. Come on.
You also are the #1 hospital in the nation. And the reason you're the #1 hospital in the nation is because you have a incredible nursing staff who support your group of incredible physicians.
There you go.
So do better than some bunt cake.
Do better.
Like, come on.
Come on.
Like, I think they are. They have been #1 in the nation for years. I think they're still #1 in the nation.
Yeah.
Allegedly. I don't know that.
Allegedly.
I mean, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
They went all out this year. Come by and to so-and-so's office and pick up some bunt cake, before they leave at 4:00 if you have time.
Wow. Wow.
All right. Wow. Lehigh Valley Health Network in Pennsylvania, the Children's Hospital side, allegedly, their activity for Friday of Nurses Week said, and I quote, PTO approved. Pretend Your PTO was approved, and you are on a luxurious island. That's it.
I would have forwarded it to phishing. I would have said, this is a fake email.
That would have been good, actually. That would have been really funny to do that.
You know me. I'm just slightly petty. Just slightly.
You are very, very, very petty, actually.
Let's send this to phishing. That is pretend your PTO is approved.
Actually, now that you brought up phishing, I have to give you the next one, because this was on my list of honorable mentions. And it would totally be my top 3, except that I don't know where this happened. So I can't really verify it. Okay. But it's been all over social media. Somewhere, apparently this week at a hospital, an email was sent out to nurses with a link to a Starbucks gift card, only for them to click on it and it be a phishing test email. Happy Nurses Day!
I would give my notice. I would be so upset.
Yeah.
A phishing for a free Starbucks gift card?
Yeah, and it's on, I think it actually came out supposedly on Nurses Day, on the 6th. So, of course, you're going to assume, okay, oh my God, they actually got us something.
Right, I would have been happy.
Right, and gift cards are all digital now, so, of course you're going to click on it. No, and how much you want to bet the nurses that did click on it are going to get in trouble in some way?
Oh yeah, they're going to have a learning module.
We've taught you not to do this. Yeah.
They're going to have to take a learning module on suspicious emails.
Yeah. Can you believe that? That's messed up.
Wow. Nurses Day gifts are some of the most traumatic things I've ever experienced, Erica.
They are. It's really adding to our nurse trauma. Speaking of which, Dr. Lori Laws, who was on the podcast a few weeks ago, that's her area of expertise, is nurse trauma. She even developed a healer's heart assessment. It's an in-depth nurse trauma analysis, and she includes a 30-minute private roadmap session, and she has a special price just for the listeners of the podcast of $199. Please go back and listen to that episode and check her out at drlorilaws.com/uncorked. That is drlorilaws.com/uncorked. Okay. UC Health had a creative bingo activity. So each unit had to play bingo, and some of the bingo squares said things like, check in with a patient to see if their needs are met. Own it when something goes wrong. That one pisses me off. Give a warm handoff report to the next shift. I would have thrown that away so fast. That is so condescending. Come on.
Yeah, and take your own advice.
Right.
Own it when something goes wrong.
Right.
And don't blame a nurse.
Yeah.
Because that's what you normally do.
Most of the time, it's beyond the nurse's control when something has gone wrong.
Right.
How insane. Condescending. Covenant Health gifted a rechargeable safety alarm to its nurses. It came with an email from the senior VP, who is a nurse, and it said, quote, "In recognition of your hard work, we are delighted to present you with a safety keychain. It serves as a reminder that your safety matters to us."
Not the fact that we don't have security.
Probably.
Oh my gosh. Is this the one I saw a video of on your...
I haven't done a video of it.
There's a little button.
No, that was a different one. Yeah, I posted on my Instagram story. That was a different one.
I saw that because I laughed. I literally was scrolling through and I cackled, like out loud. I'm like, every time a patient would get upset with me and start to speak, I would just hit the button where it would be like, beep, 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 beep. Excuse me, what? I didn't hear you. I would not use it for the appropriate means, but, you know.
I mean, perhaps if you were providing appropriate security, I'm just going to go out on a limb. We wouldn't need your cheap keychain.
Correct. Invest in security measures.
That you're proud to gift us with. Come on now.
Yeah. And really, should you have to remind us that our safety matters? If you have to remind me that my safety is at the forefront, come on. Just, let's be real.
Cheap. They're so corrupt. I hate them. All right. Mini-sized things are a common Nurses Day gift.
Mini bottles? Like shots?
Oh, no, that would be great. No.
I was like, oh, that sounds good.
UPMC, Pennsylvania, who is just god-awful, in my opinion. Like, they're always on the worst list for anything and everything. They really gifted their nurses with the smallest, and I'm talking tiny, mini Tic Tac box that you have ever seen. Like, it might hold 3 Tic Tacs, I don't know. And mini M&Ms. Like, you couldn't even go full size for candy. Just candy. Come on.
And cheap candy. Tic Tacs aren't expensive.
No.
Like, and that was it?
That was, I think so. Yeah. Along those lines, Encompass Health allegedly gifted its nurses one mini, I'm talking, it's like 1.5 inches tall, hand sanitizer. That's it. A hand
And I'm sure it wasn't Bath and Body.
Oh, no.
Right. It's like...
It's the ones that tear your hands apart.
Yeah. Yes. You use it one time and your, like, skin's flaking. Like patient socks. You know, you just got, like, skin flaking everywhere.
If you're going to do cheap-ass gifts, could you at least do full size? I mean, come on.
Right.
Insulting. University of New Mexico, Lobos. They offered nurses the generous opportunity to purchase for $5 a raffle ticket to win a quilt. Now, I don't know if someone's grandma made the quilt. I don't know if it was bought, but it's just a quilt. And they have to purchase the raffle ticket.
I have to pay for the gift that I have a chance at winning. I don't even get the gift.
No.
How sweet of them.
Isn't that generous?
So considerate.
Yeah.
It really says we love our nurses. We wrap them in warmth. We just give them a nice little warm embrace.
You know, they probably are regretting that they didn't use that in their...
Call me for all your PR needs.
Yeah, you're really good at PR stuff. And PR recovery stuff.
Sometimes, you know. It comes from making a lot of mistakes in my life and being like, how do I cover this? Like, oh.
Yeah. But if you are admin of one of these places listening right now, because I know y'all are listening, and your facility ever has like a PR nightmare, my good friend, Dr. Garvey here, I am telling you, he will solve it for you. He is brilliant at that kind of stuff.
Give me a call.
All right. Trinity Health of New England in Massachusetts. They generously gifted their nurses with swag that they swiped from conferences that had other companies' logos on it. So it
That's
was like
theft.
Right? Well, I mean, I think it was probably the free swag stuff that you get at conferences. It was pens that say Walden University or Chamberlain University. And the chip clips for like a bag of chips from Walden University. Like, be so for real. Come on.
With other companies' logos?
Other companies' logos. We're expecting your logo to be on it. Now, that's a new low.
Right. That's so funny.
Okay.
I can't, some of these things I'm just like appalled by. Like there's nothing I can say in return. I'm just like, who sits at a table, a conference table, educated adults that run hospital systems and say, you know what we're going to do this year? We're going to give them this box of pins that Walden gave us 3 years ago. And they're going to be so excited.
Don't even write.
They're going to be so excited about it.
Oh yeah, someone got like a bonus for thinking of that and saving the money. I've told this story before, but once upon a time I was on the Nurses Week committee, and we would meet, I think we met weekly for like months leading up to it, you know, and we had this tiny little budget that was ridiculous, and we, you know, did our best to plan. I forget what it was that we had decided we were going to get them for a gift, but like it was in the budget. It wasn't terrible. It was, you know, decent. I forget what the hell it was. We spent months doing this, months. At the last minute, like the end of April, the chief nursing officer shows up for the first time. She never came to any other meeting, and listens to everything, sees our, you know, little presentation, and then says, okay, yeah, I think instead what we're going to do is gift something like 5 employees. This was like a 550 bed hospital, okay? 5 employees with an annual membership to, I forget if it was the ANA or the State Nurses Association.
So
as
$500.
if we wanted that.
And $500. That's going to be, I mean, an annual membership, I think, is less than $100.
Yeah. Yeah. Something like that.
How thoughtful. How extravagant a gift. And also, I'm glad that you all met for nothing.
I know. Every week. We poured our heart and soul into this.
How admin-like to walk in and be like, well, I've let you meet, and I just wanted you to know this was all fake. You don't actually have a say.
Correct.
And so we're going to do this instead. Kind of like a staffing committee.
Correct. Exactly. Not enforceable. None of these committees are enforceable. It's a waste of time. I remember a couple of the people that won were really pissed because they already had a membership.
And you're not getting the cash. We're just going to draw someone else's name instead.
Right.
Wow.
Not awful. Yeah. All right. Speaking of CNOs, PRMCA. Now, I do not know what that stands for because when I Googled it, there's a ton of different organizations with those initials.
Okay.
But PRMCA, they were gifted the opportunity to scan a QR code to win being CNO for the day with Linda.
Okay. Do they get to make some...
spend the day with you, Linda.
Unless I get to make real decisions, and you're not going to have a job probably at the end of it, Linda. Like, that CNO for a day.
Isn't that awful? Can you imagine? Like, no one wants to do that.
I was going to say there's very little that I could think of that I would want to do less.
Right.
Than be CNO for the day.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been a house administrator.
Wins.
Right. I've been a house administrator, and that was enough. I don't want to be CNO for the day. I don't want to sit through those meetings and listen to...
Yeah. No, it's awful. It's awful.
Ugh. No, thank you. Linda, you can have it. You can keep it. You can
have it, Linda. No one wants it. Yeah. All right. Endeavor Health. Their activity for Monday was a waxing booth in the hospital sanctuary with an expert wax technician in a comfortable environment. What were we waxing?
That was my question. I was trying not to go there, but you know where my head went. Do I get to come and get a Brazilian in the comfort of, or with the audience of my coworkers?
In the sanctuary.
I don't think Jesus would
I don't know if you've ever been waxed, but it's a little painful. How much of a sanctuary environment is it going to be when people are like screaming? You know?
With my coworkers?
Mm-hmm.
We'll go have a drink after work, but we are not on the waxing together level.
No. Who
in
thought
the sanctuary?
Have you ever worked somewhere that did the chair massages for Nurses Day?
Yes.
Yeah. I have too. And I have never had the opportunity to go get one, nor have I ever seen it being done anywhere. I think they're a myth. I don't think anyone has ever actually seen them.
Do you want me to tell you a funny massage story real fast?
Oh God, I don't know.
So I worked at a hospital that bought these big $5,000 massage chairs for their staff, and they put them in the break room as if staff got to go take breaks. But anyway, they put them in the break room, but only on the med-surg unit. So the ER could never use them. Okay, and I floated at this hospital, so I worked both. So when I tell you that the ER made signs that said broken, maintenance or like parts ordered, and made it look like a maintenance request, and taped them to the chairs on the med-surg unit, and then they would all take lunch breaks and take turns going and using the chairs.
That's brilliant.
It was brilliant. It was brilliant. They did it for probably 3 weeks to a month, and finally someone asked maintenance, when are the parts coming in for the chair? And maintenance are like, what are you talking about? The chair's not broken. They had no clue. For a month, the ER just took turns rotating through the massage chair.
That is so brilliant. I love that.
So they bought another massage chair for just the ED. They actually listened. That was good. But I was like, you all are brilliant. Brilliant.
That was good. I worked at one hospital that we had like a terrible unit and tiny little nurses lounge or break room, and then they built a new tower. So we suddenly had like a great, beautiful break room. It was huge. It had couches, it had soda machines, and it had 2 massage chairs that were donated. And I was on night shift. It was the best thing ever. I loved
they
that
were nice.
Thing. Yeah.
The only thing I had was I always said, who cleans these?
True.
Because there was no wipes in between. Like there was no wipes sitting there. So I would always take wipes with me.
Yeah.
But then they would always disappear. And I'm like, can we clean this? I don't know where my staff member was before they were in here, like my coworker.
Good point. Yeah.
But it was super relaxing. I just thought the ER were brilliant for doing that.
That is. Oh, I love that.
Brilliant.
I have an honorable mention going to St. Louis University Hospital, SSM Health. And you got to see the picture on this when I post a video. You can earn points for your unit by finding hidden germs throughout the hospital. The hidden germs are laminated pieces of paper where someone has drawn a depiction of what they think a mean old germ might look like. They're not telling them, though, what the prizes are. Just that you should find time to leave your unit, go search for these laminated germs, and win something.
Probably one of those little miniature bottles of hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
Just the little bitty ones.
Who comes up with these things?
And who thinks, you know what we should do? Not give them their break, but then also when we give them a break, tell them, but you have to go find germs on your break.
You need to go look in sterile processing. It's only a mile from your unit.
Right. What?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Okay.
This is terrible.
One of my favorites, but you'll have to see the picture to truly appreciate it, is goes to University of California, San Francisco. They gifted their nurses an Oreo. It's a fancy Oreo, but it's a single Oreo in a box per nurse, 1 Oreo per nurse. And on the back it says, contains a bioengineered food ingredient.
Oh my gosh. It's like, here, eat this Oreo, keep us in business.
Yeah.
We'll see you all for this genetically modified food that we've given you.
I mean, the meetings, they sat around and someone went, you know what? I saw this bakery and they have these fancy little individually packaged Oreos. That's the one.
And they're going to love them. They're going to love the single Oreo. It's the best.
Oh my God. Yeah. And they're proud of themselves. You know they are. the people that come up with these ideas.
Oh, 100%. They're like, well, it was gourmet.
Yeah.
Okay. Just buy me the pack from the local grocery store.
Right.
The whole pack.
Yeah.
Or even just a sleeve.
And it's probably cheaper, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Northwestern Lake Forest Hospital in Illinois gifted their nurses with experiences and opportunities via a VR empathy lab. So there are things like, for example, you can experience what it's like to be Beatrice, an Alzheimer's patient, through a virtual journey.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what I want to do. One of my biggest fears is being like demented and trapped in my own brain.
I know.
Please don't make me wear a VR and sit there and have to experience it while I'm cognizant of it.
Yeah.
That's like torture. That's worse than a haunted house.
You cannot make these things up. They probably
Although
stole
Beatrice
it.
is the sweetest name. Beatrice made me smile. I'm from the South, and so I'm like, oh, I can think of a few Beatrices that I would love to just sit around with.
Borrowed it from like the local nursing program. It was probably part of some sort of curriculum in fundamentals or something lab.
Yeah. We have a mobile education lab in Kentucky that travels around. It's actually really cool, but it has a VR room in it, and it also has smells.
Okay.
So if the VR is clean,
No.
So if the VR is cleaning up a patient, there is a BM smell.
There is not.
If you're working a trauma, there is a blood.
Really?
Odor. It's actually super cool. I'm not gonna lie. It's really, really cool. It's super cool.
Do we have a GI bleed?
I mean, I guess. Wonder if they could mix the blood with the stool smell and maybe create it.
Yeah.
But that gives nursing students a real view of what they're getting into. But yeah,
I've never heard of that.
I could just imagine sitting in their VR room and like being Beatrice and scared out of my mind. Oh my gosh.
All right, we've got another honorable mention going to it's TGE Munson. I'm not sure what that stands for. In Traverse City, Michigan. They allegedly canceled all of the Nurses Week activities that the union, the Michigan Nurses Association, had generously planned for the nurses, including the Mother's Day brunch on Sunday. The union still attempted to give out just even like some of the coffee and stuff that they had arranged to give to nurses. And they were accosted by security, allegedly. And so you would think that maybe the hospital then would do something themselves to honor nurses for Nurses Day. Well, they did. They stood by the hospital entrance one day and waved at them when they came into work, just for day shift.
Wow. So not only were you not having to pay for any of this, essentially, but then you canceled it and waved at us.
Petty. That's union busting. That is union busting.
As if to just be like, hi, we canceled your week. I'm glad you're here. We just wanted you to see what we looked like. That is...
Isn't that awful?
Insanity.
Yeah. Another honorable mention goes to Atlantic General Hospital in Berlin, Maryland. One of the activities, and I don't believe that they had any actual gifts. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure they didn't. Was on Friday, they had a big nurses gala where they're going to honor the nurses. That sounds lovely, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Until you find out that you have to pay $30 to attend the nurse. You have to pay to be appreciated for Nurses Week.
How sweet. Can you take that $30 and split it up over my paychecks throughout you already do that. You call it an annual raise. Never mind.
That 3 cents. Yeah.
Like, come on.
Wow. I just think that everyone should boycott and not pay those tickets and go or else they're just going to keep doing it and using it as a money grab.
Yeah. I mean,
I also think nurses should boycott the potlucks during Nurses
Oh,
Week.
yeah.
When your manager puts up all those sign-up sheets, don't sign. If no one signed up, that sends a clear message.
Yep.
Now, y'all could still do it if you want, like on the down low, but don't sign up. Let them send a message. Let them know you think this is bullshit. They should at least be giving you lunch.
Yeah, let them sweat a little bit. Let the manager be like, gosh, we've planned this potluck and no one's bringing anything. Yeah. What are we going to do? Like,
okay. One of my favorites. I think that a couple of different places did this. So I want to say Wellspan and Ascension, University Hospital in New Jersey. There was like 2 or 3 places that did this. They gifted their nurses with a red carpet. They got to walk in the door one day and walk on a red carpet. One of them said, "Today you received the red carpet treatment. Walk into work with pride, knowing you are a star at Wellspan." Work those scrubs. Work them.
Could you do it on my way out? I'll feel happier to walk this red carpet when I'm leaving.
I mean, it's just all these things cost no money. Like, no money at all. They are so cheap.
Right.
Yeah.
You know me, though. And I'm sure your viewers know this. Could you imagine my little gay ass walking down that red carpet?
You would actually work
I would have thrown off the backpack. I would have turned on some RuPaul's CoverGirl music and strutted.
You would have.
Those CEOs' eyes would have been like this.
Yeah.
They'd have been like, what is happening? I'd be like, y'all messed up. Y'all put out a runway, honey. I was going to show y'all what you're going to put it out there. I'm going to strut it.
And you took me to my first drag show. Didn't you?
I did take you to your first drag show.
That was a lot of fun.
It was a fun time.
That was fun.
It was a fun time.
I enjoyed that. Okay. Allegedly, Peace Health St. Joseph in Bellingham canceled all of the Nurses Week festivities because they are currently in contract negotiations, and their last best final offer contract that they submitted to the nurses was obviously a bad contract in their opinion, because they didn't want to sign it. So in retaliation, allegedly, the hospital canceled all the Nurses Week activities. I say go on strike. Go on strike. That's some bullshit.
How are you like, oh, they're not on our side. They won't sign our contract. So let's just cancel all of the appreciation that we give them and then ask them to come back to the table.
Yeah, that's going to work.
Oh, that's a smart negotiation tactic.
That's going to work. Yeah.
That's just going to piss them off. Ooh. It would piss me off.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, no.
That's just more union
That compromise
busting
that we had made, back, we want it back.
Yeah,
we're not
take
compromising
that back
on that anymore. Yeah.
The audacity. Wow. Okay. Common Spirit Health, St. Anthony Hospital in Colorado. They said, they posted something that said, during Nurses Week, we want you to take a moment to express your heartfelt gratitude to a team member who has supported nursing. Please write a thank you note to show your appreciation to someone other than nurses during Nurses Week. Can we just get our fucking week?
Right.
I mean, come on.
Let me just step aside this week and celebrate you.
Yeah.
So,
that's... And you know the trend, I'm sure you've seen it, where it's not even Nurses Week in so many places now. They call it Hospital Week, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
That's been going on I've seen it like a decade ago.
Yeah.
Just give us our freaking week. Come on.
Right.
Give us our day.
Right.
Something.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't even really need the whole week. Just give me a good day. Like a good day.
With just like a nice lunch, like a whole cinnamon roll. Just give me a whole cinnamon roll one day. A whole cinnamon roll. It's not asking that much. A large bottle of Tic Tacs. Can I just have a real bottle of Tic Tacs? Like a little container, a real container. Oh my God.
I can call it lunch. I don't get to eat anyway.
Right? Okay. I do believe we are down to the final three.
I'm excited.
Top three. I don't think you're ready.
I'm excited for this.
I'm
so excited.
I think you're ready for this. It's so good.
Oh, gosh.
In no particular order. And again, these are just my opinion, my favorite. You might disagree. UF Health, Shands Hospital in Florida. In addition to gifting their nurses webinars generously, they gifted their nurses a few cotton balls in a Ziploc bag that had been dipped in lavender, and it said, "If you need a lift, take a sniff." What
really?
Say you, Matt? What do you say
really,
about that
Shands?
one? Uh-huh.
Some cotton balls?
It's like 4 little cotton balls in a Ziploc bag, and they put some essential oil, lavender oil on it. Literally. That's all they did.
That's bullcrap.
Uh-huh. It sure
Keep
is.
It. I would rather have nothing.
Yeah. All right. The next one. I have to pull it up on my phone. So give me just a second. Now, I don't know if this is going to come through, but it's something that I need to play for you. And so I'm hoping I'll hold it up to the mic, and I hope that you'll be able to hear it. Okay. Here we go. Wishard Health Services, Eskenazi Health in Indiana. I'm probably butchering that.
I think that's correct.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, that's correct. You did great.
Multiple locations. Okay, different facilities. Now, they did also give them a t-shirt with the company logo that no one wants. But I know I'm going to get hate for this. I know I am. Please hear me when I say, I love music therapy. This is nothing against the music therapists. I work with music therapists in hospice all the time, and they did a beautiful job. Focus on the point. Okay, people? They gifted their nurses an email with a link of music therapy. The department, 1 or 2 people, wrote nurses an original song, and they could click on it and listen to a song. So I'm going to play it for you. Hold on. If I can figure this out.
How thoughtful.
We're so grateful you chose Eskenazi.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I bet you are. I am not.
They gifted them a song.
And not
through
even
an email.
I was going to say, not even that I could come listen to in the cafeteria. I had to click on a link in my email.
Yeah.
On my workstation that they have the speakers turned off to because they're afraid I'm going to watch YouTube on the shift.
Correct.
So I couldn't even hear it, really. I had to wait. I had to get on my personal phone to listen to it.
Someone really thought that was an inspired idea, because all they had to do was go and blow some smoke up the ass of a couple music therapists and, hype them up and say, could you please do that? It cost them nothing. They sent them a song praising them for working for that hospital. Be so for real. I can't.
Yeah.
That brings
I'm going to write a little song for you, Erica. Call you tomorrow, sing you a little jingle.
You are.
About how much I appreciate you.
Okay.
Erica's like, I'm ready for this.
I would rather have
a
real gift.
Gosh, here it comes.
All right. I don't think you're ready for this one. I really do. This is the last one.
It's worse than cotton balls with lavender essential oil.
I mean, it depends how you look at it. Some people might... You'll see. Okay. Again, more than one place somehow. I am convinced they go to the same conference every year because I've never seen this before. And now there's like 3 this year that did this. Okay. So Wellstar and Providence, St. Peter's in Washington State. They gifted their nurses personal massagers. They gave them vibrators. I have lots of pictures that I'll be sharing. I don't know if you can see that one there.
Those are sex toys.
Yeah, probably. Mm-hmm. And I'm told that they're extremely loud. There's 2 modes, loud and louder. So I have a little video, and we'll see if you can appreciate how loud this is. Okay? Hold on. They gave him a vibrator for Nurses Day. You're speechless, aren't you?
I am.
Someone said, I'm not sure if it's to ensure our happiness or tell us to go F ourselves.
Wow. I don't even know what to say. Like,
they went to a conference and someone was like, hey, there's a discount through this one company and we can put this under self-care.
Yeah.
And call it a personal massager. They did that.
Wow. I'm speechless. I really don't know what to say.
You're very rarely speechless.
I know. And I'm even like a little red. Like I don't even get embarrassed
you
either.
Never get embarrassed.
I know.
Ever. What would you do if that was your Nurses Week gift at your job?
I would ask my manager to demonstrate it. I'd be like, can you demonstrate how this works, please? If you think it's appropriate to give to me, I need you to demonstrate it.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
So I want to hear from everyone out there. Did your employer make the list? Let us know. And before we get into this week's Enema of the Week award, Matt, tell everyone where they can find you.
Yeah, so you can find me on social media. I've said this before. It's my personal social media, but it's Matthew Paul Garvey on Instagram, Facebook, on LinkedIn as well. I have a lot of things on LinkedIn for my LNC business, and then also I post my blog there as well. And then I have my website. You can contact me through that, which is www.Garvey, which is Garv as in Victor, EY, C as in Charlie, E as in Egg, S as in Sam.com. And my blog is there as well. And then a little contact form, which comes directly to my email. So if I can ever be of assistance, help anyone, from a legal nurse consulting standpoint, if you're an attorney, to just hey, what would you do in this situation? You're welcome to reach out to me. And so it's been amazing to be here. I'm still stuck on a vibrator.
I know you are. I know you are.
I'm still there. Can I tell you, and I think I did tell you this, can I tell you a nurse's gift that I actually really appreciated this year that actually probably cost nothing as well?
Yeah.
But it meant something because I didn't feel like it was from administration.
Okay.
the hospital system that I work for had videos that they sent out each day. The first day was the CEO, which whatever, like, sure, tell me thank you, I don't care. But then it was patients, like videos of patients who would start the video with like, a nurse saved my life, or I was at the hospital with our 5-year-old daughter and we unfortunately lost our daughter, but nurses kept us going. And it was super inspiring to hear from the people that we actually touched.
That is nice.
You know, and that was something that was, I mean, I guess they had to pay for production, I don't know, or filming, but it was relatively cheap. And like one of the videos, you could even see like the guy was doing it on a selfie on his cell phone. But the messages were so inspiring of like things we probably don't get to hear a lot from patients, right?
Yeah,
like,
we don't always get to hear what happened.
Especially in critical care and in emergency medicine where it's chaos and everything's crazy. People don't even have time to stop and think about how much they appreciate us, right? And so to hear those words was truly amazing. So if there are any health systems listening, because I know you are, like Erica said, you always listen.
I know you are.
I think it's comedy for them too. They listen to see if they made the list. And so
I don't know. I think it's PR damage control for them.
It probably is, yeah. But just take a page from that book of what nurses actually care about is for one, like our benefits, like give us great health care, provide us with some safety, and pay us what we're supposed to be paid. And really, you'll never have to give us a gift. But if you're not going to do those three things, approve our PTO, yeah. At least let us know how what we do affects the individual at the bedside. I think that is huge. So it was a great nursing day gift. I work remotely. My gift will probably come in the mail and I don't have it yet. So, but that was good to open every day, that email, and start my day with like this nurse has saved my life. That was kind of cool.
That is nice.
Yeah, we'll end on that positive note.
There's been a lot of backlash online this year. People calling nurses, like really greedy, that we went into the profession for the wrong reasons because of things like this. Like we're talking about the crappy gift. And I think they're missing the point. No nurse is expecting a $10,000 bonus or something crazy. Like we're truly not. It's the fact that what you're giving us is oftentimes insulting. It would be better to get nothing at all than what you're doing. Now, that doesn't mean you should not give us anything. Like, just give us a nice lunch. Like, do something. Make it genuine, but not a
and like I said,
rubber band.
If you gave us what we deserved throughout the year, you wouldn't need to give us a gift.
Right.
Right? But, like, there's such a dichotomy from coast to coast, from north to south, on what nurses receive salary-wise, and it's incredibly insulting that there's such a vast dichotomy in nursing benefits and staffing ratios and pay. So if you just gave us what we deserved across the board, I don't give a shit if you get me a gift. Just show me that I'm appreciated, that I matter in this workplace, and that you appreciate what I do.
Exactly.
Like, that's all I ask for.
Yeah.
It's not a lot.
It's not.
I don't need a vibrator. I can buy that myself if I want it.
Or a song.
Or a song.
Or cotton balls.
Oh, God. And then the cotton ball, I would have.
Is that your favorite one?
I would have probably handed it back to you and been like, try again. Absolutely not. Try again. This is what I give to patients who have GI bleeds.
Yeah.
I have cotton balls that we dip in peppermint oil and sit in their room.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that I equal the same shit that I put cotton balls with peppermint on?
Yeah.
To cover up?
Are.
Like,
they are.
Stop that. Like, come on. No. I think the cotton balls are actually my favorite.
That's your favorite? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's definitely one of my top 3. There were so many.
Gosh.
And I have to tell you, there's one more that I didn't include because the person hasn't told me where yet, like what hospital. So I haven't included it, and hopefully they'll get back to me and I'll include it when I post on social media, but that one's good. It was good.
Oh my gosh. Well, listen,
All
I think that after all of that, I wanted to end on a positive note, but then really we're going to go out with a bang because, at the best way to end out Nurses Week is just to give a nice enema.
I agree. Enema of the Week. And this week's Enema of the Week award is brought to you by Happy Bum Co., a leader in at-home enema solutions.
Hey, Erica, you mentioned that you've been traveling this week, and I don't know about you, but when I travel, I get terrible GI upset.
Yeah, I do too. A lot of people do when they're traveling, and regular use of laxatives is not the answer. That's not good for you. But I think I have found one of these solutions. I found an amazing company called Happy Bum Co., a leader in at-home enema solutions and detox solutions. And it really helps with instant relief from bloating and constipation. And they are offering a 15% discount off your first bundle to our listeners. You can go to happybumco.com and use promo code Nurses Uncorked. So, a lot of you probably have heard of this, but in years past, Dunkin' Donuts was well known for giving nurses a free coffee, like a large free coffee, on Nurses Day. I got one last year. I've done it many times. Well, apparently nurses around the country rolled up to Dunkin' this year only to be told, no, we're not doing that. Almost like a gaslighting, like, what are you talking about? Like, we know you've been doing this for the last decade. What are you talking about?
Years they've been doing that.
So this week's Enema of the Week award, 100% goes to Dunkin' Donuts. You are now public enemy number 1. How dare you?
Wow.
Yeah.
No, you're not getting it.
Just no.
No.
All right, guys.
I didn't realize it was owned by a hospital organization. Because that's what they tell us all the time.
It seems like it, doesn't it?
No, you're not doing that. No. Wow. All right. Well, happy Nurses Week.
Happy Nurses Week to you. And stay tuned, guys, for another episode. I'm not quite sure when the next episode will be out, but it will be. Until next time on the next Nurses Uncorked.